gerade. Gell, genug. Gerade ein bisschen, wenn du kannst.
Langsam, oder? 4, 5! 4! 3, 4! Länge.
Langsam.
Clean.
Hilfe halt.
Ja. Ja.
Gut.
Ja, ja, ja. Genau. Ist nicht schlecht, ist 11.
Überhalt! Ja, er hat 10 halt. Ich fand ihn jetzt gar nicht so schnell. Ich glaube, es läuft einfach sehr gut. Ja.
Clean. Easy. Kerl. 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 Hart, Kerl. Kerl.
Okay.
Setzt du dich hin?
Ja.
Das ist Rolle.
Okay.
Ja, ist gut.
Fällt dir das?
Ja.
Ich bin mal wieder dran erinnern, dass am Anfang so. Also ich hab's ja auch gedacht, aber. Irgendwann das. Was er jetzt?
Sport.
Für die Corner. Achso.
Straight! Straight!
Straight! Yep. Bitte. Bitte.
Zeit lang kommt.
Das ist 13 schnell. Das ist die erste Einbreite, ja.
13. Ja.
Oh, oh.
Ist noch das mal?
Ja, die Viertel war schon mal besser als der Vormittag.
Ja, okay, ja.
Die Tackles sind ja alle zu schnell bei uns.
11.
Was war der jetzt? 10-2.
Es läuft gefühlt.
Raus aus dem Heck, habe ich das Gefühl, oder?
Ja, voll. Ja.
Ja.
Ja. Jetzt. Jetzt. Halt. Halt.
Ja, das bleibt auch total gerade.
Ja.
Ja. Jo.
Das hast du gesagt.
Hin. Oh, oh, komm. Hin. Ja. Ja. Halt. Oh, oh. Okay.
Intern haben wir gesehen, aber zwei ganz verschiedene.
Meinst du mit dem 7,5?
Willst du so rum?
Ja.
Ist gut?
Ja, aber ich glaube auch, dass der damit zufrieden ist. Ist das so?
Ich habe mich auch nicht hergefahren, aber er ist so zu mir. Dann hätte er sich schon vegan und dann so.
Ja. Aber ist auch 12, also ja.
Okay, ja.
9.
Aber der war gut zu kontrollieren, gell? 12
Ja.
ist eine gute Länge.
Ja. Hart. Hart.
Ja, ich würde fast 10 spielen, ja, ist schon weit rein.
Aber ist ja nicht schlimm. Ich will lieber kontrollieren, dass wir richtig treffen.
Ja.
Eine Sekunde schneller als ich.
Ja.
Und doch einigermaßen früh gehabt. Ja, ja. Das spielt schon immer. Das darf nicht gönnen. Ja.
Hin.
Ja. Das kann sein. Das ist ziemlich schnell.
Hin. Oh, Kai, Kai.
Nein, langsam.
Kai.
Bin mir nicht mehr sicher, ja.
Okay.
Noch ein?
Clean. Oh. Gell. Gell. Easy.
Ist gut, ist gut. Gut. Sehr schön.
Gut. Ja, der hat wieder brutal wenig gecurlt. Im Vergleich zu deinem ersten.
Ja, weil er
Ja, beim ersten Teil habe ich nachher gedacht, ja, es gerade das Blank nehmen wir gerne, aber...
dann habe ich echt gefühlt nochmal
Okay.
mehr.
War ich wirklich auf der Centerline, das
weißt du,
kann ich erklären.
Die stellt sich sehr schnell heransteigen.
Sorry.
Das sind sie selber nicht mehr. Ja. Du hast 7 als erstes gespielt, oder? Das 8 als erstes? Okay.
Das ist 7 nicht, aber das ist normal, oder? Girl ist ja
Ja.
normal gewesen. Ihr sagt, du bist anders.
Ja, ja. Ist gut.
Das ist nicht speziell, das spielt einfach.
Ja, ja. Ja, sicher jetzt noch normal spielen, ja. Ja, dann machen wir es halt jetzt mit dem Corner-Setup, oder?
2! Ich hab schon ein bisschen Luft. 2, 3! 1 bis 2! 2!
Ist das so?
Ja, weiter nur loslassen. Ah, keine Ahnung, ein bisschen mehr vielleicht.
Wenig
Ein
gut.
bisschen mehr vielleicht.
Jetzt Platz.
Machst du jetzt?
Macht die Länge gut.
Länge ist da. Schon mehr als da.
Wenig okay. Gut.
Vielleicht der Brockner Schwaller, ich weiß es nicht.
Sechs! 6! 6! 7!
Easy. Wenig gut. Spielplatz. Kerl. Musst, Kerl. Hart. Hart.
Oh. Sorry. Der ist sicher gerade.
Ich glaube nicht, dass außen langsamer ist, aber. Ja.
Hello, curling fans. Yeah, everyone else gets to go away and have tea now, and not us here in the technical team. We never stop watching, and there is just too much fun curling going on out there. Our featured game in this early evening session. It is the current Swiss vice champions, Marco Hoesli's team. They are playing the current European champions, Mark Muskatewitz's team from Germany. We have just finished watching the world's longest game, but we just quickly went for a bathroom break and now we're back.
Clean. Yep. Oh.
We definitely need
Yep.
some scoreboard training
Yep.
for these teams. These boys not just great at putting the score up.
Nice.
Well, I reckon this one will be a really entertaining one. Marco Hoesli's team, they've just been making steady progress year upon year. They are now the Swiss Vice Champions. Had a really solid Swiss Championship. And losing out to Yannick Schwaller's team in the final. But strong performance at the Swiss Championships. And speaking of strong performances, did you see the final of the Europeans? It was these four lads out there from Germany. They were up against the all-conquering Bruce Mouat's team. And I think probably quite a lot of us, me included, would have thought, oh, surely that's another European title for Bruce Mouat's team. No, it wasn't, viewer. The Germans played their socks off and were worthy winners of that European final. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. They had absolutely nothing to lose. They were absolutely the underdogs. They played their socks off and they are the reigning European champions.
Clean. Easy. Clean. Curl. Go. Straight. Straight. Hard. Hard.
Ah, shit.
We have 3 other games going on in this early evening sesh over on sheet 1, which you can watch now, viewer. We have cameras set up on all the sheets, so you need to steal your children's devices now. You need your big screen for sheet 2 and your tablet for sheet 3 or 4 and some other device, your phone or something, for sheet 1. We have cameras everywhere now, so you can watch it yourself, but we will be keeping an eye on sheet 1 where we have previous Swiss Vice Champions, Michael Brunner's team. They are the local team from Club Baden, and they are playing the second of, well, we have 2 Norwegian teams. We just watched, or Team Ramsfjell was just playing in the previous round. I don't mean to keep saying this is our second team, but this is Team Buraas from Norway. I know our Norwegian fans must get sore ears with me trying to pronounce Norwegian names. But it is Ramsfjell who I think are already selected to go to Olympics. And that's on sheet 1. On sheet 3, we have Swiss champions, and representing Switzerland at Olympics next year, it is Yannick Schwaller's team. They are playing Kyle Waddell's team from Scotland, who are having a very bright competition thus far. And finally, on sheet 4, we have 2 young teams. Jan Iseli's team from Switzerland. They are playing Orin Carson's team from Scotland. Orin Carson's team, they are the current World Junior Men's bronze medalists. So we have all 3 medalists from the Junior Men's World Championships here. They are Italy, Norway and Scotland in that order. And we shall have a chance to watch all of them. So a bit of a split in Group C. That group comprises Schwaller of Switzerland, Waddell of Scotland, Carson of Scotland, Iseli of Switzerland and Edin of Sweden. Schwaller and Waddell, the 2 teams out on sheet 3, they have both won both of their games so far. And both of them picking up a win of Niklas Edin. So Edin's team, they are off this evening session. They have a rest. But yeah, in the unfamiliar situation, they have 2 games tomorrow and they need to win both of them, and they need to have a good draw shot challenge to qualify for quarterfinals. But whoever wins between Schwaller and Waddell on sheet 3, they will join Ross Whyte's team, whom we just saw in the longest game in the world, being the first team to qualify 3 wins out of 4 has always been sufficient. At least 3 wins out of 4. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on sheet 3. The 2 teams in front of you, they are in Group D. We have 4 groups of 5 teams. And it's another top of the mini table clash. Both of these teams have also won their opening 2 games. Hoesli's team yesterday evening, it was a real tough win against Brunner's team. And Muskatewitz, they played the young Italian World Junior Men's Champions, Team Schwaller from Italy. And it was a win for the Germans. And earlier on today, the 11 o'clock round, the German European champions, they overcame Team Buraas from Norway. And Hoesli's team, it was their turn to play the young Italians, and it was again another cagey affair. But Hoesli finally triumphing 6-5. So both of the teams in our featured game this evening here in Baden, whoever wins, they will qualify themselves already for quarterfinals tomorrow evening. Both of them on 2 wins out of 2 so far. We will say hello to the team lineups just shortly. Incredibly complicated lineup in our previous game as well. We had all kinds of difficulties with people borrowing uniforms, people playing not in their normal position, people playing in slightly a different team. And thankfully, I think everybody's doing what they normally do in this game. So we're in the second end. Hooray! It was a blank in the first end. And that explains why we were seeing a fairly similar tactic now in the second end. It is the Swiss who have hammer by dint of a superior draw shot challenge. And of course, draw shot not only going towards this game to see who starts with last stone, the draw shot also being cumulative. So after the round robin, you are ranked on number of games won. You have 1 point for a win and no points if you lose, that's it. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 point in the extra end, like Ross Whyte, or if you win by 9 points in 5 ends, like Ross Whyte. You get 1 point for a win and no points for a loss. And then after the round robin, the teams are ranked 1 to 20. You play the other 4 teams in your group. After that, the teams are ranked 1 to 20. The top 8 teams qualify for quarterfinals tomorrow evening. Historically, you obviously qualify if you win 4 out of 4. You have always qualified with 3 wins out of 4. And normally we end up with a big pile of teams on 2 wins and 2 losses. And the last place or 2 in quarterfinals will be the team with the best draw shot challenge, cumulative over the weekend. So we're nowhere near that yet. We've got plenty of games left to go. And in this second end here in our featured game is the Swiss, who maybe had a slightly brighter start. The Germans not having a chance to use their last stone. Oh no, let's try that again. It is the Swiss who are using their last stone advantage very nicely. So they are building an end, and Germany having to be quite responsive and not exactly in trouble, but they could do with their skip, Mark Muskatewitz, to just get them out of a bit of trouble here.
Je nachdem, wenn du mega nach zusammenlässt, hat halt die Chance auf Triple. Das muss schon ein bisschen aufpassen.
So the Germans looking for a little dainty hit and roll. You could see them sweeping there to try to catch some curl, but they didn't. And that
Ja, das
means
ist irgendwie dort und rein, aber es ist
Philip Hoesli has a big chance to put
Mouat.
pressure on the Germans' last stone. It is the Swiss throwing yellow. Again, everyone's wearing fairly dark uniforms, but it's Switzerland throwing yellow, it's Germany throwing red. And Philip Hoesli can see all of that red stone sitting in halfway between the 12 foot and the 8 foot. No matter how metric the world gets, we still talk about feet in curling, because that's how it's been for hundreds of years.
Yep. Hard. Easy. Whoa.
And again, just that quiet weight.
Curl.
Hoesli wanting the stone to be controlled and not curl too much.
Yep.
Oh, that was last throw, my mistake. Oh, a nice clean throw from Philip then. Make sure that stone hangs around. That is a bright start for the Vice Swiss champions. They will be putting a nice score of 2, and statistically that is quite a big deal. If you get a 2 on the board in the first end, I realise this is the second end, but it's the first scoring end. If you put a 2 on the board already, statistically you are slightly more likely to win from there.
Vielleicht, dass man einen Takeout eher auf 12 runterfahren, oder? Das kann ich sagen. Also jetzt zum Beispiel bei deinem Roll.
So, throwing first for the team from Switzerland. That is in the hack, that is Justin Hauser. Second thrower is Simon Glur. Third and skip is Marco Hoesli. Fourth thrower is Philip Hoesli. They are up against the German and European champions. Lead thrower setting up in the hack, that's Johannes Scheuerl. Second thrower is Felix Mesenzel. Third thrower is Benny Kapp. Fourth and skip, the man in your screen there, that is Mark Muskatewitz. Muskatewitz. I feel like my pronunciation has been unusually bad today, so apologies to everyone's ears. I see superfan Megan in the chat. I think she just keeps the live stream running all weekend. And I'm afraid I can't pronounce your name, but that looks like one of our fans from Asia Pacific region saying hi. We're always very honoured that we have so many fans from all over the world, and particularly Asia Pacific region. We have just one team from Asia Pacific region, that is the team from China, and they are on 2 wins and 1 loss. They started out against the world champions and generally best team in the world at the moment, Bruce Mouat's team. So a tough start for them. They did not win that one, but they had 2 strong performances. They were getting stronger all day. And their day is actually finished. They have an early night. They have the bye this evening. But one more win should see them into the quarterfinals. As we said, both of the teams in front of us on sheet 2, they are 2 out of 2. So whoever wins here, they will qualify themselves for quarterfinals with a game to spare. That is always a happy position to be in. That score of 2 on the board then. Well played end by the Swiss, but this is a fantastic start from the Germans. Lovely throwing from Johannes Scheuerl. Like we said in the previous game, the 2 leads kind of ignoring each other. Justin playing both stones towards the centre, Johannes playing both his stones away from the centre. And now both lead players leaving it up to the rest of their team to do something with that nice setup.
Down. Yep. Hard. Hard. Ja, weiter.
Oh boy, that's not what Simon wanted to do. And this is the 5th stone, so that is going to go back. You can see, I think that's Philip put his brush down immediately, realising that that stone had really overcurled. Yeah, a bit of bafflement there. I think that curl surprising all of them. Advantage then, Felix Mesenzel. He has now a bit of a free throw because of that free guard error from Hoesli team. That is a nice setup for Germany. I wonder how costly that will be. Just that one missed throw there that ended up in a free guard zone violation. And Germany sitting very nicely at the moment. Germany throwing red.
2 Drittel. Appeal.
Big leg drive from Simon Glure.
Whoa! Go!
So gets 2 reds moving, but jams the one in the middle. But that dangerous corner guard is now allowed to go out of play, and it has. But still, Germany sitting with 2 red. We called this earlier on today, we called this setting up for a junior 2. The simplest way of making 2 points, you wait for a mistake from your opponent, put a stone either side of the house, and hit for home. Everybody is now on their 3rd end, so let's see what are the scores on the doors. On sheet 1, which you can watch yourself. You're brand new this year, cameras on sheet 1. Conservative start. It is Michael Brunner's Swiss team. They are leading the Norwegian team of Grunde Buraas 1-0 after 2 ends. On sheet 3, it is also a top of the mini table clash. Both Yannick Schwaller and Kyle Waddell have also won both of their opening games. And as we would expect, a conservative game over there as well. It is 1-0 to Kyle Waddell from Scotland with a blank end in the 2nd. And finally on sheet 2, superb throw from Max Vince with his final rock in the game, featuring Jan Iseli's team from Switzerland against Oren Carson's team from Scotland. And that was 1 point for the Swiss. And that is now 1 point each after 2 ends over on sheet 4. So you can watch all the games. You can watch all 4 games at once now. You can also keep up with the event on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, you are looking for the handle BADEN Masters. All one word, all lowercase, BADEN Masters. And we're going to be putting on the Instagram channel just some fun little facts with the team. We're not having halftime quiz this year, so to replace that, we shall be having some fun little facts with the teams on Instagram instead, so keep an eye on that. If you have questions for the teams, you can put that on Instagram, you can put it in the chat here on YouTube. We are access all areas, so we can ask the teams those important questions that the viewers want to know. That was a superb throw from Marco Hoesli. Getting rid of 2 reds and leaving himself a lovely guard just out front. 2 dangerous yellows there, so Germany need to, if Germany don't go for the centre now, then Hoesli will. Fine throw from Marco to really neutralise the danger from Germany there. Exactly like that. Super throw from Benny Cap. Yes, he is of the famous Cap family. So Marco deciding just to chase that red in. Cut down that scoring area. If yellow just follows red towards the centre there, that makes it difficult for red to score more than 1. If you're yellow, if you're Marco Hoesli, a score of 1 red is fine for you. That would make the overall score 2-1, and you would have last stone advantage back again. So they don't mind giving 1 to Germany as long as it's only 1. So if Marco Hoesli can just sneak another stone in on top of the one just thrown by Benny Cap, that will put them in a strong position to limit Germany's scoring opportunities. Pretty much like that. That is a very nice throw from Marco. Difficult, I think, to do much with that yellow stone just thrown by him without squirting straight onto your own red. And indeed, Mark Muskatewitz deciding that is such a nice throw from Marco that he wants to just clear a bit of space now. Deciding that, yeah, that's too difficult. Let's cut down our scoring area. Let's make some space. So we certainly switched things up a bit. The yellow's now open. The red is still covered. So that's found a decent spot. I do think a similar throw from, it will be Philip Hoesli this time. Yeah, similar idea, I think is the best idea. Is same objective, is just to sit one right on top of that red. They don't need to be lying shot. They just want to limit Germany's scoring opportunity.
Linie gut. Easy. Easy. Bits Platz. Kerl. Nur Länge. Linie gut. Kost Länge. Nur Länge. Nur Länge.
So Marco saying, only sweeping for weight for when German you say length. So he means only sweep it if you think it's stopping a bit too short, and it really wasn't. So I think you could have maybe left that one a bit
Ja,
earlier.
der macht man.
Ja, aber er steuert jetzt auch ziemlich sicher. Ja. Das war am besten vor Rot, oder?
So I think that previous throw there from Philip, I think the sweeper's just a little bit eager to sweep that. And that has left a little pocket now for Mark Muskatewitz to do exactly that. Lovely throw from him. And you can see the issue is if Philip Hoesli does a similar idea, if he just chases those reds and sits one just in front, he's now sitting in front of two reds, not only one, and that's not what they want.
Nicht ganz ein easy Stein für 2 für Edin.
And those reds really nicely hidden in behind cover. So this is a great response from the European champions.
Das Plagsch ist super, ja. Das Pflanz ist.
I would expect a close game here, gang, because these teams finished right next to each other in the world ranking from last season. Mark Muskatewitz's team from Germany, they finished 8th in the world, and Marco Hoesli's team from Switzerland, they finished 9th in the world. So nothing to choose between the two.
Das ist nicht da. Ja. Kommt schon halt schon von hoch oben. Das 7 geht nicht so schnell. Ja. Das ist noch der falsche Spin. Ja, ja, es ist auch flach. Was siehst du dann? Achtel? Den Achtel? Fast nicht, ja. Viel auf den.
So a bit of discussion on this shot. We're only in the third end, but the risk is if you just try to chase those reds in, not only are you now just snuggling up to 2 reds instead of 1, which is not really what you want. If you get it wrong, you are leaving Mark Muskatewitz. You will probably leave him a very makeable shot for 3 is the problem. So full beans from Philip Hoesli, using his own yellow to crash into the reds. Oh, I think that just spun itself back in conveniently. Brave effort from Philip. He neutralises 1 red. But Mark Muskatewitz does have an open draw for 2. But that's fine. It's only the third end. The Swiss are +2. This will simply reset the score. And that was a well-played end from the Germans, a really strong response from them. So you've done the hard bit. Now he just wants to finish it off.
2.
Lovely throw from Mark Muskatewitz. Good confidence builder as well. He was right on the dolly there. You want to keep that weight in his pocket. And that a super response from the German European champions. Right back on the board. So scores are now level after 3 ends in our featured game at the 25th edition of BADEN Masters. In our featured game, it is Marco Hoesli of Switzerland 2, Mark Muskatewitz of Germany 2.
Okay,
Ja, es ist nicht so gut kommuniziert, dass es heavy ist, glaubst du?
Ja.
Oder du hast gedacht, wir sind Schüsse.
Ja, Freeze, ja, habe ich gedacht. Ja. Habe mich noch gefragt, ob wir eigentlich nicht 2 nicht gut gehabt haben. Aber...
Also, wir callen ja 5 hinten 4. Nein, wir haben schon Freeze geholt.
Freeze, ja.
Wir haben nie heavy geholt.
Ja,
nein, es ist
easy,
jetzt individuell, aber ich das Gefühl gehabt, es ist heavy.
Okay, ja.
Also, es irgendwie draufbringen.
Drei.
Oder ist es einfach, wenn er mehr da ist, gell?
Zwei.
Schnell reinmachen. Das ist irgendwie
1,
42
2.
oder so. Das wäre fast nur ohne Alkohol. Ja, ja.
Johannes Schwaller for the Germans being asked to play centre guard. I think he's just touching that centre line. So his stone will be protected by both free guard zone and the no-tick rule.
Easy. Easy. Linie gut, Spitzplatz.
So this one looks fine by itself. No need to sweep it. Ooh, is it just going to slip into the rings? No. Of course, anything in the rings in the house not protected by a free guard zone, and I'm sure we would see Mark Muskatewitz remove immediately.
5. 5, 4.
It's a fine throw from Felix Messenzell. Objectives now reversed. It is Switzerland who have last stone. So it is Switzerland who would love to score 2 or more with their last stone advantage. So Germany's objective at this early stage in the game. Actually, not so early. They haven't put the score up in the 3rd end. This is the 4th end, but still in the 1st half. Germany's objective. They don't need to take risks right now. Scores are level. Germany quite happy to simply frustrate the Swiss team. Don't allow them scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
Thank you, Felix. Updating the scoreboard.
Go, Kel.
Ja, seiner hat jetzt im Haus ein bisschen abbremst. Hack! Hack! Hack jetzt. Gut.
Jetzt stehst du in das Corner bleiben.
Gut.
Oder nochmal das, ja. Beides okay.
Ja, okay. Das reicht einer alleine.
Gut, Zack.
This is good stuff from Germany. We saw the Swiss building a really nice end in end 2. But so far, Germany finding some very nice placement of their stones.
Clean. Clean. Easy. Yep.
Hello, Tom's Rail Announcements in the chat.
Yep.
Tom,
On.
also a frequent flyer
On.
here at the Virtual
Roll,
Club.
roll.
That's a great throw from Simon Glure,
Sehr schön.
removing the red in the forefoot and bringing that corner guard into play. Gold star for you, Simon Glure. And Tom, thank you very much for your suggestion earlier on today. We don't have halftime quiz this year, but what we are doing is talking to the teams during, or not during the games, talking to the teams in between games. And Tom had a fun suggestion for a question we could ask the teams. He wanted to know what's their useless superpower. So we spoke to Ross Whyte's team earlier on, just to see how they were getting on, and we asked them that question, and you will see that posting on Instagram shortly. The Instagram handle is Baden Masters, all one word, all lowercase, Baden Masters. And we are going to talk to more of the teams and ask them some more questions. If you have a question for the teams that you would like to know, it doesn't have to be a joke question, can also be, you know, a more serious, can be curling related or whatever you want. You can leave questions on the Instagram channel at Baden Masters.
Very good.
We will be
Yep.
picking them up there. You can leave a question here
Yep.
in the YouTube chat.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Oh, that is a pity. What a good sweep that was.
Das war schon der 2 gewesen, oder?
Fine effort from Simon,
War ich 6?
but just touching that corner guard. Leaves that yellow open. No trouble for Benny Cap to remove that one.
Das meine ich halt, die kommen zu schnell an mit der 11.
Ist gut,
Er
ja.
ist halb getroffen und
Drunter.
rollt das halbe Haus.
Germany doing a good job of neutralising the Swiss threat here. It's Switzerland in this fourth end who have last stone.
Ja.
And Germany doing a good job of not letting them settle, not letting them build this end.
Kerl. 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 Kerl.
So the Swiss looking for a roll. They do get the double, which is nice. That brings the blank end into play, maybe here in the fourth. But that yellow still open. They do get involved in more than their fair share of really cagey games, I would say, the Hoesli team. A wave from Molly in the chat. Hi, Molly. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, if you have a question for the teams, if you want to show support for your favourite teams, if you just want to say hello to everyone here in the virtual club, if you want to shout out, we love that sort of thing. So feel welcome to say hi, ask us a question, share a fun card. All welcome.
hat er gerollt.
Weil einfach das Turn wieder andersrum war. Dann spinnt er so richtig. Das hat man gedacht, reißt mir gar nicht blöd.
Ja, ja, warte, treffen und das ist voll das Haus gelaufen.
Ja, genau.
So same drill for the Swiss. They're still trying to get that nice hit and roll. They do roll. But again, Germany will be able to see all of that yellow.
Ja.
So if you do want to go and put the kettle on, make a cup of coffee, pour yourself a glass of wine for Friday evening, now's a good time.
Ja, also die Frage, ob du lieber einen kurzen Run oder einen Freestyle möchtest beim letzten. Okay. Kann auch sein, dass er den Spieler und kann man immer rausspielen eigentlich. Ja. Yep. Yep. Oh.
Not easy all the way out there to control that shot. Certainly on championship ice, the ice is very predictable.
Yeah.
But it's never easy when you're playing all the way out there. We don't play so far wide very often. And often not on the straight handle either. So good work from Mark Muskatewitz there. You can see again that quiet weight, making sure that it gives the stone a chance to curl, gives the sweepers a chance to control it. You should be doing that too, viewers, when you're at the club. Learn from the big guys here that if you just want to replace a stone, just a single stone hit and roll, that quiet weight, hack to board weight, hack to barrier, that is what you'll see all these top guys doing. You only see them winding up their throwing arm if it's a double takeout or if you want to make sure you hit and roll for a blank. But typically now, it's that quieter weight, controlled by the sweepers. Just like that.
L5. Switzer, ja.
I was going to say both of these teams will understand each other because both German speaking, Hoesli team from the German speaking part of Switzerland. But Hochdeutsch, High German, it's not all that similar to Schweizerdeutsch, especially a Glarus accent. So it could be that the Swiss team has a small advantage. They can speak in dialect to confuse their German speaking opposition. That's a fine effort from Mark Muskatewitz. But Philip straight down the other end. He's confident with this throw. He's pretty much just played it.
Squid.
And I fancy the Swiss would rather have a blank here than just take that 1 point with last stone. They would rather save last stone, try to build an end. So, important throw for Philip Hoesli. You see a bigger throw than we saw from him last time because he does now want this yellow to roll out. Oh, a real nice confident throw from the Swiss man there. And that will be a blank. our two unbeaten teams in this section. This is Group D, and our two unbeaten teams, nothing to divide them so far at the halfway point in our featured game. That will be a blank, and the score will remain 2 each.
Ja, wenn er nur 1 ist, dann direkt auf 1. Wenn er 1 ist, Curl. Curl, ja. Curl, Curl, Curl. Okay.
Ein bisschen drüber, Carla, ist recht gut auch.
So. Ja, ich warte halt am Ende, dass ich sehen kann.
Verbeissen 4. Bin ich ein bisschen gerade, wenn es geht. Nein, nur Länge. Das nimmt Carla. 15-1. Schön, gut.
So several people deciding to have a bathroom break at the halfway point. They have not put the score up, but it won't make any difference because it was a blank end in the fourth. The score in our featured game at BADEN Masters 25th edition. It remains 2 each between the two unbeaten teams in Group D. That is Marco Hoesli's team from Switzerland and Mark Muskatewitz from Germany. And that's a mistake now from the Germans. Now, as we said, if you play an end of perfect curling in your head, so you play a shot, the perfect shot, your opposition plays a perfect shot, and whoever has last stone can easily score 1 point with their perfect shot. If you do that for 8 ends, you will end up with a score of 4 each. And that would win you the game. So if you want to win the game, you need to do more with last stone. And that's why we see the teams really working hard. Oh my goodness, that made that round by molecules. Heavens. That stone held its breath on the way round there, but look how much it's buried itself behind its little friend there. What a throw from Justin House there. But yeah, so if you want to win the game, you need to do more than, at least once, you need to do more than make 1 point with your one last stone. And the way you do that is to try and get a mistake from your opposition. If your opposition refuse to make a mistake, like Whyte for example, you cannot get 2 points. If your opposition play 8 out of 8 stones, you cannot make 2 points with your final throw. And that's what we see going on here. The Swiss have last stone. They would love to score 2 points. So they are trying to set up difficult shots for Germany, and they got a mistake there out of Germany. But the previous throw from Johannes Schwaller, that was a bit of an unforced error. He was just a bit too heavy with his throw, and that went through the back. And that little red next to Marco Hoesli's brush, just catching the edge of their own centre guard there. So that's one mistake and one kind of half shot from Germany.
Yep.
So Switzerland have the requisite number of mistakes from their opposition to try to set up now and score more than one.
7. Ist gut.
Oh, how did that find the gap? How did that find the gap? Unlucky, Felix Messenzel. That was a fine effort.
Okay.
That defies physics, surely. It did actually touch that back yellow on the way through. So now,
Ja, kann man schon überlegen, zum
Discussion is,
Angreifen. Ja.
what shall we do?
Ich bin ein bisschen vor so etwas aufpassen da. Aber
Important here will be the angles.
also weißt, wenn das der Stagger ist und er gut rundherum kommt, wird es ein bisschen eklig.
They want to make sure that there's no double takeout available for Germany, and even worse, a treble takeout
Dass das da hat.
at the club. Typically leaving some sort of treble takeout, not really an issue,
Einfach auf
because
die Seite irgendetwas.
there are very few people at the club who can make a treble under any circumstances, never mind reliably.
Ja.
But at this level, it's a consideration.
Oh, er wird wahrscheinlich.
But again, don't take too long, boys. We saw quite a lot of discussion in our previous round. We were watching Ross Whyte's team from Scotland against Yves Stalker's team from Switzerland. It was our first extra end of the
Er spielt noch
competition,
ein bisschen aufs Game, ja.
and there was quite some discussion over, well, the longer the game went on, there was quite a lot of discussion.
Risky auch für ihn. Ja.
But really, a lot of times after much discussion, the shot has missed, and I think it's because you've kind of lost the rhythm. You've lost a little bit of your momentum. And maybe the ice, even without a stone passing over it for a couple of minutes. Maybe even the ice condition just slightly different. So as we know, I don't favour jibber jabber. Except when it's me, when we're watching a game together.
Gut.
Ja, ich denke, das ist hilfreich. Oder mal vielleicht eher einen Cut spielen oder so.
Stop. Ja.
Länge ist okay, 12 jetzt, 8.
Easy, nur Länge.
Gut, 8, 4.
Linie gut.
Heavy.
Easy. Kerl. Kerl. Kerl.
Yep, Abstand, yep. Okay, gut.
So, all the eggs on the centre line basket for the Swiss, relying on that one little red guard out front there. But as you can see, this is our view from the hack. This is what Benny Kapp is looking at. Not easy.
Ah, nicht ganz kalt, dass das so schnell ist am Anfang. Ja, ja. Ja, meine Boardsfreiheit.
Superfan Sue in the chat.
Ist okay, ja.
I hope you had a good sleep, Sue. I know you were up very late, so hopefully you've reset.
Haben wir sicher nie gross unter Druck.
This is now breakfast curling, I guess, for you.
Das ist halt verlieren mit dem Druck auch, wenn es gut hat.
And he could not have been much more accurate with that Benny Cap. All three yellows moving, gets rid of two. Squeaked around that guard by nothing, and that was the risk of putting all your yellow eggs in that centre guard basket. But Switzerland still setting up for a possible 2 here.
solange wir ein bisschen drunter sind, ist es schon gut.
Ja, ich kann relativ voll machen müssen.
Ja. Stopp, ja so.
Nein. Nee. Aber halt, da war jetzt so viel an der Guard. Und ja.
Magni. Ken. Whoa. Lead. Straight. 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 Yep. 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 Yep.
Hey.
Was ist das? Split? 15. Ja. Ja.
If you're just joining us, we are on the 5th end of our featured game. It is the 4th of 5 rounds here at BADEN Masters 2025. Is there another double for Benny Camp? He was so precise with his first throw. He makes contact with both yellows, but still one yellow hanging around. This is
Ja, man entweder
exactly what the Swiss
selber
need.
oder ganz weit.
Ja.
You want to be a little bit careful though if you're trying to roll towards the centre of that red. That yellow, Marco's feet there is, sorry, at Philip's feet. Marco's just coming down to play.
Ja, Sani.
It's just ready to catch.
Ja. Das ist so einfach.
Remember, we need to be sitting 2 yellows after each short, really. Well, I stand corrected. That was a danger of just squirting the red straight back onto the yellow. But these people are very precise. So I wouldn't have done that because I don't play that accurately, but they do. They can both get the roll and squirt the red out the back without even touching their own yellow. Again, set these up at your club and have a go. See how often you make it. It's very, very difficult stuff out there. We're on 4th stones, 4th thrower stones in the 5th end of the 4th draw out of 5 today at BADEN Masters 2025. For these teams on the ice, for most of them, this is their 2nd game today. They are up early tomorrow morning for the 8 o'clock draw on Saturday. We have one more draw after this, scheduled to start at 8:30. And some of those teams, this will be their 3rd game today. Very long day for everyone.
11. Clean, clean. Down. Clean. Yep. 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 Roll, 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 roll.
Ah, ist gut gespielt.
Tidy stone from Philip Hoesli. And this time, he was happy enough to roll away from the centre. It is much too risky for Muskatewitz to try to just swing a red stone round behind his own red guard at the centre. If he would get that at all wrong, he could be looking at not only those 2 yellows, but a 3rd yellow. That's why that was a safe roll for Philip Hoesli to just roll the other way. But potentially there is a double take out there. Big sweep from the front end, and he has made the double. Well cleared up, Muskatewitz. So after all that, a KGN back and forth to the sides of the sheet, trying to get a roll towards the centre, etc., etc. But after all that, there is 1 red in play, there is 1 yellow to throw, and I'm sure we will see Philip Hoesli coming full beans. Make sure that red goes, and that his own yellow rolls out as well. Philip looking like he feels they maybe went over a piece of fluff or something. He feels like the stone redirected, and indeed that seemed to curl much more than it should have if he had played that line and weight. He would be expecting to hit that red on the outside of the stone. So if that was a pick up, if that did go over a little piece of something, that is a shame. But since he had a huge space to roll to Philip, that yellow ended up stopping within the house, and that will be a point of 1, which they didn't really want. They were trying to work to build more than that. As you can see, scores are level, so it's not enough again to just score 1 point with last stone. So that's a pity for the Swiss. If that did go over something, just redirected the stone, changed direction, meant that they score 1 instead of blank. But it is Justin Hausher who will set up to begin the 6th end.
ungefähr 2/3 bis halb inne. Dann erstmal abwarten, bis rausfällt. Und ich sehe, der fällt nicht raus.
Very close. Smooth Platz. Very good. Very good.
This game very finely balanced between the teams who finished last season ranked 8th and 9th in the world. They're right next to each other in the rankings, and they're right next to each other on the scoreboard here in our featured game. A slight misstep for the Swiss in the 5th end there. The team feeling like the stone redirected and hung around for 1 point instead of a blank. Well, that changes what they will do in the 6th end. The good news is we're actually the fastest game out there. Everyone else is just wrapping up their 5th end just now. So let's see how the ice is running. Tough assignment for the ice crew this weekend. It is 31 degrees today. That is 88 Fahrenheit for our US chums. Very hot, so it's always tough to make championship ice, and just an added level of complexity when it's very hot outside. So yesterday, from hog to hog, was running about 15 seconds for T-line. And earlier on today was about 14.5. Tom in the chat asking, how many languages do I speak? Well, not even my best friends would accuse me of being fluent in anything else. I can manage in High German, which for my Swiss colleagues, they're typically very nice and switch to High German if it's me, because it's quite difficult to understand Schweizerdeutsch. So yeah, I can manage in High German, I can manage in Italian, and I guess I have sort of touristic French, I suppose. I do know how you welcome, or I've given it away, I do know how you greet each other before a game of curling in Iceland. So in Icelandic, when you shake hands before the game, you say "Willkommen til leiks," and that means welcome to the game in Icelandic, which I think is a very nice thing to say.
Good. Hard. Okay. That's nice.
Sichere Option, ja.
Felix Mezenzel allowing himself a shy little smile there for that sort of, was it a triple takeout, I think? And rolling away himself. Yeah, I must admit, my instinct after that lovely throw from Felix was to go for the corner guards. Marco Hoesli wondering, should he replace the centre guard or should he remove the German corner guards? And yeah, my instinct is to go for the corner guards.
Lean, curl.
Those are the dangerous shots.
Whoa.
And Simon Glur taking a big run at that and making no mistake.
Sehr schön.
That was sehr schön. Lovely throw from Simon. These guys, they will have spent all summer in the gym, so they will be really excited to show off all their muscles.
Ja, aber bei dem Fall brauchst du kein 2 machen. Ja. Nee, aber er spielt ja dann lange nicht 2 machen, dann muss man da gespielt.
And Mark Muskatewitz then with a similar decision. Does he play conservatively, more defensively, or does he play aggressively? And his instinct was aggressive. The call was to sneak this red in behind the yellow. Well, that is coming up short. And yeah, I'm from the 1980s, gang. I can't help it. I just want to play defensively all the time.
Sport. Auf die Centerrolle, wenn wir ein bisschen dünn sind, rollen wir rein, ist auch gut.
So my skip at the club championship where we all play, he always jokes that, oh look, it's a Lorna score, and he means that it looks like a binary code, all just ones and zeros. There is truth in it, I have to say.
Nicht mega wichtig, dass beides bleibt.
Oh, ich glaube, ja, das hat das. Draußen, oder?
Ja.
Toppen.
Yep. That's my ping pong, yeah. Ja, das müssen wir wieder raus nach der Zeit verfolgen, ob das abgeben will.
Clean. Yep. Hard.
We are at
Hard.
4 stones in the 6th end.
Hard. Hard, hard, hard.
You could see both skips of the teams there really trying to decide which strategies to play in this 6th end. Not many stones in play, but even with just one other stone in play, you can still make the aggressive call to keep stones in play, or the defensive call Just keep it clear. And that's why they're champions and I'm not. I am instinctively happy to play defensively, but that doesn't really win games anymore. Not at this level. But they have big respect for each other. Well, all the teams here, they all know each other pretty well. They know how the other teams play. And you can see the respect they have for each other. It is a big risk to call the aggressive game. If you make a mistake, you will be punished for it. It's high risk, high reward stuff. Last throw, the 6th end for Philip Hoesli.
Easy. Clean. Yep. Yep.
He just wants to hit and stick.
Easy.
Either way, it will now be Germany who would like to blank this 6th end. They would like to hold on to last stone advantage. And they will do that by hitting that yellow and rolling out themselves. But always try to make your opposition at least play the stone. If Philip had hit and rolled out himself, then we would still have the same objective. We would simply see Germany throw the stone through the house on purpose. Reasonable weight from Muskatewitz. He wants to make sure he also rolls out. And this is more what the Swiss were after last time. As you can see, hitting on the outside of the stone so that your roll out of play is pretty short. It's like less than a metre. And definitely something went wrong with that final shot from the Swiss in the 5th end, and they ended up hitting and hitting, rolling and staying in the house. But no mistake for the Germans. They will retain last stone advantage. It will be another blank up on the scoreboard. And however you feel about blank ends, and I think that is the next logical discussion in terms of if the rules need to be adjusted, or, you know, the sport's always evolving. But however you feel about blank ends, it doesn't make a difference in this competition. You get 1 point if you win a game, and no points if you lose. It doesn't matter if you win by 1 shot in the extra end or by 9 shots in 5 ends, both of which we have seen Whyte do. But Whyte's team simply collect 2 points for 2 wins. So it doesn't matter if you blank ends here. We're not counting ends and shots as some competitions do. That is a bright start from Justin Halser. That stone splitting the centre line. That stone then protected by free guard zone and by the no-tick rule. Hoesli team been together for a number of years now. Simon, relatively new signing. I think this is his 3rd season playing with them. But the other 3, they have played together for hundreds of years and really starting to come good. They just improved year on year. They are now the vice Swiss champions. They have won both their games already at this competition. And really starting to be a force to contend with, the Hoesli team. They've worked very, very hard to get there. And that is another unforced error from Germany. That stone just sliding on beyond tee. And that gives Justin Halser a free throw, really. He probably would have played this anyway, but nevertheless.
Yep.
aggressive start from
That's it,
the Swiss team in the 7th end. What are they trying to do? Well, they are 3-2 ahead. We play 8 ends in Baden. The Swiss don't necessarily need to steal this end. That could be one reason why they're setting up aggressively. What they're trying to do is really force the issue. If they steal one, that would be a score of 4-2. They would be plus 2 shots, but without last stone. But if they force Germany to take one by keeping those stones in play, playing the aggressive shots, cutting down that scoring area, if they could force Germany to take 1 point based on aggressive play, that would mean the score after 7 would be 3 each, but it would be Hoesli who has last stone in the 8th end. So the reason for that aggressive setup is to force the issue. So somebody is going to get a point in this end. That's what the Swiss are trying to do. And either way is okay for them, actually. If they get 1 point, they will have a cushion of 2 points. And if Germany gets 1 point, scores will be even, but they'll have last stone.
Whoa. Curve, 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 curve. Yep. Yep. Schön.
That is a fine throw from Simon Glur. And we can see Matt Muskatewitz knows exactly what Marco Hoesli is up to. He does not want to force the issue, thank you. His objective is entirely the reverse. A blank end is fine for Germany here. That would mean they're 1 point behind, but they would have last stone in the final end. And a massive throw from Felix Mezensel, a modest little nod of his head. He moves both those yellow guards. He does leave a red out front, but he has really changed the complexion. That yellow looking a bit lonely now.
Elf. Clean. Yep. 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 Hard. Hard. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we need a second yellow in there. Oh, that was nearly a bonus shot. Removing that little red hanging on at the back. That's 2 excellent throws from Simon Glur. Like we said, yellow doesn't need to score here. Yeah, you can see it was almost a little bonus. A wry smile from Marco Hoesli, just acknowledging that that was really close to being a 110% shot there. Yeah, like we said, yellow doesn't need to score here. That's not really their objective. Their objective is to keep yellows in play to force red to score 1. And I wonder if that little red that's almost out of shot for us on the back line there, I wonder if that will become important later. Because as you see, there are now 2 reds hanging around. There's that 1 yellow, but 2 reds eager to come back into play.
Nog schon gut da. Einfach mal noch Garde im Moment. Ja, ist gut. Ja.
So first things first, we want to limit the number of reds hanging around, please. and increase the number of yellows. So that quiet weight coming from Marco Hoesli.
Recht soft.
We just want to punch through one stone. Ah, actually, they're not doing anything about that red. Oh my gosh, this is uber aggressive. Well, the Swiss are all in for this end, gang. An admirably gutsy call from the Hoeslis there. But yeah, maybe feeling like that red close to centre can still maybe help them. Yeah, be careful of that stone at the back line there, guys. Look, lads or guys. We don't want anyone tripping over.
Yep.
Big weight from Benny Cap. Ooh, that's a bit of luck there for the Swiss. Huge throw from Benny Cap, but he goes nose to nose to nose.
Yeah.
And he's left that yellow, so that risky strategy of the Swiss, that high risk paying off. It is still their yellow lying in the forefoot, but they must have held their breath when that one was coming. That could have looked very different by now.
Gut, ja. Bis Center oder weiter, hätte ich gesagt.
Ja, auch. Weniger weit ist im Fall. Er kann nur rollen, nicht tragen stellen. Probieren wir das?
Ja. 10 ist gut.
Well, most of the games on their 7th end. Sheet 1 is just wrapping up their 6th. But the score there is pretty tight. It is Brunner of Switzerland 4, Buraas of Norway 3. And this yellow urgently needs to hang around. Phew, it does. On sheet 3, cracking game between Yannick Schwaller's Swiss champions and Kyle Waddell's team from Scotland. Interestingly, we saw Kyle's brother Craig playing in Ross Whyte's team earlier on, and Kyle's team, they have Mark Watt, their regular alternate, and Mark you will recognise from James Craig's team. So a bit of a revolving door in the Scotland teams this weekend, so don't get confused. But Kyle Waddell's team going toe-to-toe with Yannick Schwaller. It is 3 each, and they are in their 7th end. And over on sheet 4, we have 2 young teams. Jan Iseli of Switzerland playing Oren Carson of Scotland. And it's the Swiss who are having the better showing. Over on sheet 4, they are 6-2 ahead. They are also on their 7th end. And nobody's thrown a stone yet at our featured game. They're only a couple of minutes behind, to be fair. We have a nice crowd in the club room this evening. It's Friday evening. Local team, that's Michael Brunner, several of them from BADEN Club. And typically a really fun evening to come along and watch. If you're in the BADEN area, come join. We're friendly. It's free to come watch. And I think we counted about 7 of these teams will be at Olympics next year, so it's a great opportunity to come and wish them good luck. And of course to show off to your friends when curling at the Olympics is inevitably the most talked about sport. At the games, as always, you can show off and say that you're really in with the curling crowd. We've got plenty more games. We have one more round this evening at 8:30. We have 3 rounds tomorrow. We have quarterfinals tomorrow evening. If you only see one session, make it that one. You have 4 excellent games all going on at the same time. And then Sunday, we will have semis and the final.
Ja, ja.
We have loads of curling left
Ja,
in.
aber wenn er eine
Right,
gute
how's it
rollt,
going
ist 2.
here on sheet 2?
Wenn wir drunter sind und er das schnell rollt.
Switzerland forcing the issue.
Ja,
Tick.
überlegen wir nur, ob
Yes,
es
I would
nicht
say
gerade
they
willst
are.
anspielen.
I like where Marco Hoesli is
Weil wenn er
pointing.
rundum kommt, hast du das.
Yeah, you don't need
Einfach,
to
dass
score
er
here,
das auch
boys.
nicht hat, aber er hat schlangen eigentlich.
Yeah, a third yellow on
mich.
that same line. Yep, exactly there. You will force the Germans to score 1. We have 8 countries already qualified for Olympics. They are Italy, who qualify as hosts, but just for the record, they also qualify as one of the best teams in the world. We have Great Britain, who will be represented by Scotland. I know, it's very confusing. The Olympics is, well, it's more the other way around.
Easy.
Curling is one of those sports where
Easy.
you play as the home nations, England,
Finish
Scotland,
good.
Ireland, etc.
Hartplatz.
Well, England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales.
Okay.
And for Olympics, you have to be Great
Linie
Britain.
gut.
So
Kerl.
there is a process for
Kerl.
who is representing. So Italy qualified as hosts, Scotland qualified for Great Britain, Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany, Norway, Czechia. We have 7 of those teams here. The only team not present this weekend is Canada. And there are a couple more teams at least who will be at the Olympic qualifying event. That will be Netherlands. They will be, I believe, in Canada already for the Olympic qualifying event in December. China, we've seen them play very well this morning, and they had a huge win at lunchtime, and they have the evening off, so they will be pleased with their day's work. They will also be at the Olympic qualifier. Philippines, we will be watching them tomorrow, and there is a pre-event for other countries to qualify for the Canada event, which qualifies you for Olympics. It is a huge journey. It's a long road to get there. But yeah, there is a pre-event in Aberdeen to get a place in Canada, and the Philippines men's team, they will be at the pre-event in Aberdeen. We really have the best of the best here. Quite some discussion on this shot from Muskatewitz. I'm not so sure what the call finally was. Switzerland doing well, forcing the issue. That's a great shot. Really well done. Cancelled out 2 yellows. and maybe feeling like, okay, if Switzerland are forcing the issue anyway, if we are anyway being forced to score, let's at least try to give ourselves a chance to score 2, actually.
Ich habe mir gedacht, weil das so eine lange Distanz.
So deals with that front yellow, catches the back one on the way out, so neutralises them both. And again, if I'm being very picky, then he didn't want that red to roll quite as far as it did. But good for them, saying, no, we'll give it a try. If we're being forced to score anyway, why don't we try a difficult shot to try to set up and score 2 instead of 1? And that's the right attitude if you're looking like you're being forced to score, and that is exactly what Switzerland are trying to do, force Germany to score. Then may as well give it a go to score more than 1.
Yep, yep, yep.
Well, now, Muskatewitz immediately indicated the double. Is that there? As you would rather come at it on the clockwise handle, I think, but you can't because there's a guard in the way. There, just in front of Muskatewitz on the left there. Yeah, that. I'm not sure there's a double take out there, but if there is, these guys will see it. He will have to come at it the anti-clockwise handle. This will be a game-changing shot if he makes it, because at last, if Muskatewitz can make this shot, at last, that little red that's been hanging on towards the back line, I called it a mistake at first, but it's still there, it's still hanging on, and if Muskatewitz can make this double, he could finally bring that red back into play. And that could really change the energy of this game. So huge drive out from Muskatewitz. You see, he needed all that weight to try to spin it across. It was a pretty flat double. And again, he may as well try. He's nothing to lose. Well, I think the Swiss will be a little bit happier with their 7th end. We said right at the beginning their objective was to force the issue. And yeah, a really difficult double on that anti-clockwise handle. So the Swiss doing enough to indeed force the issue, to indeed force Germany to score 1. That is exactly what the Swiss wanted from that 7th end. Scores are now even, going into the 8th, and it surely will be the final end. To the relief of those of us who watched the 8.5-hour game between Whyte and Yves Stalker this afternoon. Alrighty, we know the drill from here. Scores are level, it is 3 each. We are in the 8th end, surely out of 8. It's a 1-end shootout. Everyone's objectives are clear. Everybody needs 1 point. So let's just run over how we get there. What does Team Hoesli want to be looking at with their final throw to win the game? Well, Philip Hoesli would prefer to be looking at nothing at all. And he would love to just, in Scotland you call it a find the paint shot, which means you just throw your stone anywhere in the painted rings, and that's enough. That is the perfect setup for Philip Hoesli. And that's what you will see Marco Hoesli trying to build. What is the perfect setup for Muskatewitz? Exactly the reverse. He would like to have a stone in the centre with a great wall of Germany in front of it, and make sure that Philip Hoesli cannot outdraw it with his final throw. So that's what you will see both teams aiming for. Switzerland wants to keep things clear. Germany wants to not keep things clear.
Schlang aus. Oh, 14-5.
Everyone just standing back from that shot from Justin Hauser, but I think it's pretty nice, honestly. I think you want your, I was going to say I think you want your double guard here, Mark, but he's going straight for the 4 foot there.
Hier 5! 5! 6! Jetzt haben wir noch eine runterkommen. 5! 5!
Extra ends, a little bit more, well, this isn't an extra end, but a one-end shootout, let's call it. A little bit more exciting these days in the 5-rock world. Not so easy to just hit for home. And that is a fine throw from Johannes Scheuel. He can do no more for his team in this game. He has set them up as well as he possibly can. Good job, sir.
Oh, easy. Spitzplatz. Weiter aus. Wenig gut. Was grad. Bleib grad. Ja.
Every shot critical from here. Who's going to blink
Straight.
first? Really, any shot that's not perfect from now on could be the game changer. We have one more round to go here. It's the big day in Baden. We have 5 rounds. We've played 4. We have 1 more at 8:30.
1, 2!
And very nice game to watch while you're having your little nightcap in your pyjamas. At 8:30 on sheet 2, we have the Norwegian Olympic team, Team Ramsfjell, skipped by Stefan Wallstadt, and they are up against Great Britain's Olympic team, world champions, defending champions here, general champions of stuff, Bruce Mouat's team from Scotland. So yes, please. Make sure you've had a bath, put your pyjamas on, you've got a nice cup of tea or a nice glass of wine. And let's watch that one together. That's coming up at 8:30 European.
Spitzen. Oh, Kel.
So Simon had to pistol
Kel.
in the 8th end.
Right.
Oh dear. He'd already let the stone go, viewer. That wasn't my fault. Not what Simon wanted. If you can lift that double takeout in the centre, you do your team a huge favour in terms of a one-end shootout, whether it's an extra end or a final end. Germany just proceeding with their strategy, which is to keep stones in play. They want Philip Hoesli to be looking at a whole pile of stones, make it hard for Philip Hoesli to score 1 point with his last throw. Marco will be trying to make it as easy as possible for his younger brother by keeping everything clear. Yeah, let's hit stuff. I agree.
Clean. Oh, Kel.
Oh, he's just missed it this time. So Simon getting the single guard both times, but not quite finding that double.
Er springt schon ein bisschen off-center, glaube ich auch. Ne?
Now, this is all very well, but as you see, it is yellow that's still short. Now, at some point, Muskatewitz, if he wants to steal this end, he's going to have to do something about that yellow, and the question is when. If he plays a centre guard, he knows that Marco Hoesli will simply keep removing things.
Deswegen lass uns einfach, genau, dann können wir den noch spielen.
We don't have coach interaction here. I was going to say we don't have timeout, but we almost have nothing but timeout in some games. But yeah, we don't have clocks on this game, so technically it wouldn't be a timeout anyway, but even though we have the coach's bench right behind the glass here, we don't have coach interaction. The team has to make up their own decision. And speaking of decision, we have our first result. That is a great win for Team Iseli, young team from Switzerland. They are 6-3 winners over Team Carson from Scotland. Team Carson, the current world junior men's bronze medalists, and Team Iseli, just a little bit older than juniors now. But they've been playing well, but not quite getting the wins over the top teams. So a really nice, strong result for them. They finished their day on a win. And that was in 7 ends. The Scots shaking hands on that. They have the early start tomorrow. And yeah, life again not getting any easier for young Team Carson from Scotland. Guess who they have tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock? Schwaller. Whoop, whoop. But first time for Team Carson supporting this competition, and I hope they're enjoying themselves. It is a really good opportunity to play against the top teams. And we all started somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
It takes good courage to put yourself out against those top teams. Meanwhile, their compatriots, Kyle Waddell's team, they are having a right battle with the aforementioned Schwaller. I think it was 3 each the last time we checked, because this 7th end has all the stones in play by the look of it. Well, we're on our 8th end over here on sheet 2. Oh, they're still not quite finding that double takeout. But Germany's situation unchanged in the sense that at some point, well, apparently with his last 2 stones, Mark Muskatewitz has to do something about that yellow that has been sat there since Justin Hauser placed it there with his first throw. Just caught a glimpse of the measure on sheet 1 there. I'm not sure if that was a measure for 1 point or additional. The scores were tied after 6 over there, at least. It was 4 points each. That's Michael Brunner's team, a local team from BADEN Club, playing Grunde Buraas' team from Norway. On the middle sheets then, on sheet 2 and sheet 3, all 4 teams on those 2 sheets have won both of their opening games, the 2 winners, and we must have a winner. Can't draw a game. Both winners will qualify themselves this evening already for quarterfinals tomorrow evening.
Alright, ist gut.
That's a good day's work.
Ist nix.
Also genau zu deiner, ne?
Alrighty. Enough with guarding.
Ja, top. Erstmal, ja.
Time to do something about those stones in the house. That's the situation. There's the overhead. That yellow has been patiently waiting to score since Justin Hauser put it there with his first throw. And if Mark Muskatewitz instead wants to steal this end,
Weil wenn so liegt, dann hat nicht.
at some point he needs to move that yellow.
Also Zielline ist einfach gut. Abzielline ist gut.
Or, wowzers, this is a gutsy call,
Ja, okay.
reckoning he can outdraw that. Well, that is also doing something about that yellow, is outdrawing it. There is space to do so, but not a whole lot. He's going to have to cover the pin with this one. Well, I love this confidence. This is really cool to see. And even if he's a little bit short on this one, that will give him something to work with for his last stone. And this is another situation that you can learn from, viewer, if you're at the club. There's no advantage really to Mark Muskatewitz putting stones out of play. He would rather not. As we said, his best chance to steal this end, to score one without last stone, is to have lots of stones in play. Try to make it hard for Philip Hoesli. And Johannes Schwaller really putting his back into it. Well, that's found a decent spot, yeah. Ahead of tee, he can still work with it. If that was beyond tee, it's no use anymore. A brave call from Mark Muskatewitz.
Vorderst, oder was?
Nein, dahinter. Sie sind am vierten. Das wäre ein gutes Resultat. Was siehst du das?
Das jetzt
Definitely giving the Swiss boys something to think about.
Ich weiß gar nicht. Ja, definitiv.
Das andere ist ja da. Also.
Das andere ist das da, ja. Was macht er, wenn du das machst?
Ich finde das nicht mal so angenehm.
Ja, wird schon ein bisschen eklig, he? Wenn er es gestaggert lässt, ist nicht so geil, he?
3 stones to come. 2 are Swiss, 1 is German. It's still yellow from Switzerland lying short.
Das bleibt, ja.
As we said though,
Also ich sehe
that stone just thrown from Mark Muskatewitz, that was a professional B plan as well. If that stone had been too long, if it had gone beyond tee, there was nothing more he could do with it. But because that red stone just thrown by Muskatewitz is ahead of tee, that's a stone he can use with his final throw. And that's what the Swiss are really looking at. That's a dangerous red stone there. And normally, I would still favour removing the guard here, because typically, whatever Muskatewitz does with his last throw, you will have a clear look at your last throw. But the danger of that is then you just open the path for Mark Muskatewitz to bump his first stone forward, right onto the pot lid. And then you've left yourself quite a difficult shot. So at the moment, you are still lying short if you're Switzerland. First throw of the 8th end for Philip Hoesli. And electing to remove that red just thrown by Muskatewitz, that dangerous red.
Whoa! Whoa!
Nice.
Oh yes, Philip. Big round of applause here in the club for that one. And rightly so.
Sehr schön. Nice.
Appreciative fist bumps all round. Yes, let's have a look at that again. That was exactly what they indicated with their broom, that, yeah, that double does go. And what a throw from Philip Hoesli. He has surely put his team right to the line of qualifying for quarterfinals already tomorrow evening. If you've been around a while in the virtual club, you know that I have quite a soft spot for our Hoesli team. I played them years ago in Glarus when they were still just little. So I've had a bit of a soft spot for them ever since, and I'm very happy to see them really winning games at this level. Yeah, I think you've got no choice, lads. I think you have to go with your original call, or same call, and that is to try and find the centre with this throw. He's just thrown this shot, Mark Muskatewitz. Not easy, like we said, he has no flexibility. His tolerance for this shot must be about 2 or 3 centimetres maybe. It's tough out there. So he is going for a direct draw to cover the pin. This is Mark Muskatewitz, European champions. This is their final throw of this round-robin game against Hoesli team from Switzerland. So the weights heavier this time, but is it going to curl in time? It's not, and the right call and a brave effort from Team Germany, the European champions, but that is a huge win for the Swiss vice champions, Team Hoesli. Happy Swiss noises. They don't need to play their last stone. That shot from Justin Hauser, patiently waiting to score, and score it did. It is victory for Marco Hoesli's team. A sigh of relief from Justin Hauser. That is a final score on our featured game. Marco Hoesli's team from Switzerland 4, Mark Muskatewitz's team from Germany 3. That means that it is the Swiss team who are the second team to qualify themselves for quarterfinals tomorrow. They have 3 wins out of 3. Good day's work for you. The Germans hardly in a bad position. They have played all 4. Their bye is tomorrow morning, so I think they have won 3 out of 4 as well then, because they had an extra game when... No, I was right the first time. So the Germans have a bye tomorrow morning, but they will play once more against Team Brunner in the afternoon at 3 o'clock. And by how it's looking over on sheet 1, it is Michael Brunner's team, local team from the club here in Baden. They're 6-4 ahead and sitting pretty in their 8th end, and that will be a real battle. That will be a real winner takes all to qualify for quarterfinals. But congratulations already to Marco Hoesli's team, 3 wins out of 3. They will play the Norwegian team tomorrow, Team Buraas, tomorrow morning, and they would love to keep going up the table. But 3 wins out of 3 will qualify them already for quarterfinals. They and Ross Whyte booked 2 places out of 8 in the quarterfinals tomorrow evening. But we still have 6 spots up for grab. We have plenty more games going on. We still have action on sheets 1 and 3. They're all in their 8th end. You can watch them all yourself, viewer. We have cameras all over for this competition now. We will be back in 45 minutes. And what a nice draw we have to finish our busy day here on Friday in Baden. We have Team Ramsfjell, the Olympic team from Norway. They will be playing Team Mouat, the Olympic team from Scotland and Britain, the world champions, the defending Baden Masters champions, the champions of, I think it was 5 Grand Slams last year. That is a lovely game to look forward to. Join us again in 45 minutes time. Bye for now.